Hello and welcome to the Mines to Market Diamond Conference, a platform where all the industry stakeholders come together to discuss ideas to boost the industry. Let's listen to
Therefore,
the
what we plan to do is to have a separate contract for exploration, where we will not give the risk to the exploration companies. We will pay for the exploration, whatever it costs. And exploration is not a very expensive business. Over the years, the mining companies have on the guard of the risk of exploration probably exploited the places where diamonds were there and used this garb of, oh, we are taking a very big risk and therefore we should have the full right to exploit the mine for 30 years or 50 years or 100 years because we took the risk. We are moving that needle. We are saying the government, if necessary, will take the risk of exploration. Or we will pay for whatever are the exploration contracts that are there. And we are even going to incentivize the companies which do the exploration work. So should they find diamonds, should they find some good reserves of minerals out of the exploration work, we'll give them some incentive for the effort they put in, even beyond their costs, even beyond the cost of exploration. So we'll have two separate contracts, a contract which pays for the exploration. It will have an element of incentive should that exploration come up with a valuable reserve. All the data that comes out of exploration or prospecting will be put transparently in public domain. It will be available for all of you to see what is the findings of that exploration. And then we will have a bidding process where everybody will have a chance to participate. Everybody will have a chance to be a part of the exploitation of that reserve. You can study the data that we find out of exploration. You can infer from that what is the potential revenues, what is the potential business, what is the potential value that each of these mining areas has. And why not have some 50 Indian companies also bid for actually exploiting these mines? Why should the world only be exploited by 3 or 4 diamond companies? And I'm glad that an Indian has finally made the effort to take over, or not, let's say not take over, but at least get involved with one of the world's large companies in the mining and including the diamond sector. You must have read Vedanta looking at participating in the growth story of De Beers. And why should 50 Indian companies not be in this business? Why are you finding yourself dependent only on 3 or 4 large companies? I don't know whether I'm being inappropriate. My apologies if the gentlemen from the WDC or the AWDC do not like what I've said, or the distinguished guests from other sectors who may not like some of my comments. But truly, the time has come for India to lead the world and not follow the world. We will not live in the lost glory of 2000 years ago or 1000 years ago and take happiness and pride in what we were once upon a time. Let's now plan for the present and the future and make this country what we want.
Of diamond mines. But unfortunately, they have not been, really explored properly. The reason is this, that the investment in a mine is very huge. Roughly to start a mine at least takes about $500 million and it may go up to $1 billion. So the one that is already there, the confirmed mine of Bandarpur, which has approximately 34 million carats of known reserves, I think should be handled in a way that it doesn't go into any litigation, and immediately the work should be started on those mines. Similarly, there are good deposits in Chhattisgarh. Some of them are under litigation. If that can be sorted out by bilateral